Hello my friends, in this video we are going to make the quiz game by using the React.js. If I first let you see what kind of application we are going to make. So first, if I let you see these rules again, so you will be given 10 seconds to answer the question. If you want to make it 15 seconds or 20 seconds, you can change it so easily. And then the question will give you the word, like this kind of word, and it will also give you the tense you need to answer for that word. And then that tense could be either simple past or past participle, so that would be random. Or sometimes it can be past participle, or sometimes it can be simple past. It will be random. After that, if you were wrong, you will be given the right word and the pronunciation of the word. Like, so if I click anything, I was wrong, so it will give me the correct answer, arose. And if I click this one,
arise,
and I can hear the pronunciation of the word. So and then after you answer all the questions, you will be given the list of words you answered wrong. So this is the game rules we are going to make. So I made a diagram, so step by step. So we can just follow this step to make this application. So I am going to make this application from next video. I hope you will really like this project, and see you in our next video. Thank you. So from now on, we are going to download the React application. So we will use the Curate React app. So first we go to the directory where we want to download the React application. So I'm going to make the folder. I need to change this folder's name into React quiz app, and then I will turn on the Visual Studio Code, and I put the folder in here. We turn on the terminal, so in here I will type the npx create react app and done. So now we are downloading the React application. So now I have finished creating the React application. So in here you will see. So after that, what we need to do is, we will download React Router DOM for routing. So if we have applications, so we will have many pages. So if we go to the different page from the page where we are, so we need to use the React Router DOM. So to download this one, we will type npm install React Router DOM. So come to the terminal again and type the npm install react router DOM and save. So now we have React Router DOM installed in our applications, and the next thing we need to do is to make file structure for game app. So now if I turn on my application here, just I will type npm run start. So now our React app is like this, but we need to change this one into this one. So we need to change some structure in here. So first, we are not going to use the app.css, so delete it. And app.test.js, delete it. And first we are going to turn off our app because we need to change a lot of things, so we will get a lot of errors. And we also delete this SVG logo. Okay, and then so we are going to do routing in app.js. First we will delete this part. So to use the routing, so from the page to page, we need to import the browser, router, and switch and route from React router DOM. So first, wrap everything with the browser router, and inside of here we will put the switch. So inside the switch we will make the route like this, and inside the route we need to put the path for that components, and then we also need to put the component in here. So but we don't have the component yet. We will make the component later, so that component name will be the level 1 from. Okay, we also need to make the level 1 component right now, so we will make the component inside the views folder, and inside the view folder we will make one file named level1.js. So in here you can make the functional component, but this time I'm going to use the just the class component. So React, I will import the React and component from React and class level1 and extend the component. And I need to make the render part in here, render, and return something with div. And we need to export these components by typing export and default and level 1. So we are going to use that component in here, views and level 1, and put this component in here, and the path will be just the root. And we are going to make one more route, and so we need to make one more the component name will be level2.js and RFCE. Let's just put it in here like this, and this one's name or path name will be level2, and then we need to put the exec in here. Exec. So without exec, even though we want to go to level 2, we will just go to just a root path for the level 1 component, because the React router DOM first browses through every route in here, and then it tries to find the first thing that partially match. So that would be this one. So even though we try to go to the level 2, if we don't have this exec, we will just go to this one, level 1 component. So if we turn on our application again, npm run start. Okay, we got one error. We need to delete this one and this one because we already deleted them. So that's why we got that error. But now we are in here. So if we go to level 1, and if I type level 1 like this, so we can see level 1 in here, and inside the level 2, so we give the level 2 path for the level, we did import the level 2 from view and level 2 like this, and put this component in here, and then we will manually go to level 2. So we come to level 2 right now. So we finished making all of the file structure for this game app. So later we will make the create entire UI. So I'm going to pause the video just for a moment, and then I will come back in here again. So see you later. So now we are going to create entire UI. So our app is like this right now. So we need to change this one into like this. So when we make some styling, So I don't want to focus on CSS too much. So that's why I'm just going to use the CSS framework named anti-design. So to use that, first we need to download this anti-design library. So npm install anti-save. So come to our text editor and first turn on the terminal and type npm install anti-d and save like this. After downloading this one, so there is one more thing we need to do. So we need to import the style sheets for the anti-design. So this one. So if you want to look at the documentation for the anti-design, you can just go to anti-design website and just click this getting started, and you can download it with npm install entity, and then we need to import the style sheet manually. This one. We put this one inside the index.js in here. I'll put it in here. We can use this anti-design CSS framework. So first come to level 1 because we are going to change this level 1 page into like this. So I'm going to make the UI very fast. So, okay, now we made most of our UI, but if you compare this button and input with this one looks way better. So we are going to use some anti-design's input and the button for our application too. So we will import the anti-design's input class and then a button, and we will also need the progress for this progress. Okay. Like this progress bar. and a divider for this divider. You can see this divider here. So divider from into design, and we replace this input tag with the anti-design's input class, and buttons. There are a lot of buttons we need to change, like this. So if you want to change it more easily, you can just get this the find bar and put the button, and then you click this one like this, and click this one, and then button, type this one, and replace everything by clicking like this. So now you replace every normal button with the anti-designs button, and then we need to put the progress one in here, below this vocabulary game here, progress, and then we need to put the percentage attribute in here. Like if we type 50, so we get 50% of the progress, and 70, yeah, it becomes 70. And we also want to have this kind of animation. So to get that animation, type status and active. So now we can get this animation. After that, we need to put this divider in here above wrong correct answer. So above wrong correct answer, like this. So now we finish creating our entire UI. So in our next time, we will create the vocabulary data. So I'm going to take a rest just for a bit, and then I will come back in here again. So thank you for watching this video, and see you later. So now it's time to make the data for our questions. So if you see this application, so we have the 5 questions right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. So to make these questions, so we need to have the data inside our application. So that's what we need right now, and that's what we are going to do. You see the code, the original code I made. Yeah, this one. If you see this one, I made the data.js file in here. There's one data and 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to make more questions, you can put more and more data in here. Like first data is the burn word, and then simple past is the burnt, and then past participate for this burn is the burnt. So and then to have the pronunciation for this burn, I also get the link for this word. So I also need to these data in our application here. So first I will make the file inside the src. File name will be the datas and js. We need to put the const level 1 data. This will be the array, and inside the array we will make the object. First, a property will be the id, and this id will be 1, and then bouquet is the burn, and the simple path for the burn is the burned, and path the participate for the burn is the burnt. And then I also want the mp3, like the pronunciation file for this burn is for long, so I cannot actually type that. So, and I'm not going to type everything in here. I'm going to just paste it from the one I already made it. So, all 5 datas object in here like this. So I'm going to just put the GitHub repository for this project, so you can also copy this data and then paste it inside your application. So after making this level 1 variable, and we need to export this one because we will use this one inside the other files. If you want to make the other words for the other level, like level 2 or level 3, so you can make a more constant level 2 and then the array and then put more words in here. But we are going to just make just level 1 vocabularies. And then we need to import these datas, level 1 datas in here. So import, because we need this data, because right now we just did hard coding in here, like for this one it's a hard coding and this one is also hard coding, but it has to be dynamic. So whenever we do something, like it has to be changed whenever we go to the different steps. So first we need to import that word for the level 1 from datas. Actually, this is all for this video. So I'm going to just take a rest a bit, and then I will come back again for the create state and life cycle. So see you soon. Thank you. Now it's time to the create state and then life cycle. So first I'm going to explain the each state's purpose. First, we will have the value state. This one is for the input value. So we will write some names. So in here, like hello. So this hello will be inside in here. And then this timeout state is like if we start answering this question, it will give us the 10 seconds to answer this one. So from the 10 to 0, so this timer state start from the 10, 9, 8 up to the 0. So if this timer becomes 0, so timeout will turn into the true. This round state is so if I refresh the page, this one is the first round, and if I go to the next question, this one is second round and third round. So this state indicates that round, and the random tense is between this simple past or past participle. So this question will give us the random tense that is between this past participle or simple past. So this random tense state so indicate the simple past or the past participle. And then we also have these two long answer state and then long answers state. So this one is just the current wrong answer. I was wrong, just this one. This the B word will be inside this wrong answer. But this wrong answers state is, so every wrong answer I made will be inside this array. So these are the explained for this state. So I'm going to make this state one by one inside our application. So we come in here, state. So first one is just value. And this value state is for this input value. Just this one. If I click the hello, it will come to hello like this. After this, and then we will have timeout. This one's the initial state is the false, but the 10 seconds has passed, it will turn into the true. And then next one is the round. Round start from the 0. So first round is 0, the second round is 1, like this. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. And the next state is the timer. So if you want to give the 20 seconds for answering the question, you can just type 20 in here, but I just want to give the 10 seconds for the question. So I'm just put this 10 in here, and the random tens. This can be simple or the past, and then the wrong answer. So just the one wrong answer I just made will be coming here, but all the wrong answers I made so far, they will be wrong answers. And this initial state will be just the empty array. So now we made all the state we need for this application. After that, we also need to start making the life cycle. So the component did mount and component did update, and this component will unmount. If I explain again what these do, the first component did mount is after you render all of the components, and then what you need to do or what you want to do. So any function or anything, so if that is inside in here, you will trigger that after rendering the component. So for us, we need to have these two functions, this start timeout and random tense, because if this application starts, we need to get this past participate or a simple past tense. So to get this random tense, so we first need to trigger this function to get the tense between the simple past or participle. And we also need to trigger this start timeout because our timer starts from the 10 and then it becomes 9 and 8, and after 10 seconds later, so we need to change this timeout into the true. That's why we also need to trigger the start timeout function. So we will make these two functions first. First, I'm going to make this random tense first in here. So component did mount this random tense, and then we make this function in here, and we will use the arrow function for this one, and we will just set the value named the tense array. Inside the tense array there is two items, simple and past. This simple is the simple past, and then this past is the past participle, because if we see the data, there is a simple and then past. So for this word, burned and burnt. So that's why we put this simple and past inside the tense array. After that, so now what we are doing in here is we need to get a one tense between simple and past randomly, like this. So in here we need to make some logic, but I got this logic from the Stack Overflow. I didn't make this logic, it's kind of hard for me. So random tense, in here I will use the async away. So after doing this word, if that is finished, we will get the value in this variable. So put this tense array, and then mass and floor and mass random and multiply and tens array ranks like this. So if we go through this logic, so it will give us simple or passed randomly. So inside in here, we can get the value simple or passed. So and then we will this set state a random tens. We need to put this one or this one inside our state random tens in here. This random tens like this. So this one is the same, so we can just delete this part, but I'm just write all of them so it won't confuse you. So we made this function, but I'm going to take a rest a little bit and then I will keep making this function later. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you. So now it's time to make this start timeout function. So inside this start timeout, there are two things we need to do. If we start our quiz, the 10 seconds later, I set this timeout state becomes the true from the false, and then this timer needs to go down by 1 second like this. So we need to do two things. 10 seconds later, we need to change this timeout state into the true from the false, and every 1 second we need to change this timer's value from 10 to 9, 9 to 8. So to implement these two things, for this one, for this timeout part, we are going to use the setTimeout, and for this timer part, so we will use the setInterval. So if you may not know these two things, setTimeout and setInterval, I'm just going to explain just quickly. So if you come in here, and then I'm going to turn on the console. So in here, I try to make it bigger so you can see more clearly. So if I use the set interval, and then so I use the console log and hello like this, and maybe every 1 second we will do console log hello, so like this, hello, and after 1 second later hello again. But we want to stop this action, so I'm going to do it again. So this interval set interval and this, so log and hello, and 3 seconds later we will do console log like this. Okay, 1 2 3 hello, 1 2 3 hello, and like this. But we want to stop this one, so to do that we will use the clear interval and then this one, this and interval like this, so we can stop it. So it's not triggered anymore because of this clear interval. And so now we know what is the set interval. For this set interval, we also try to know this set timeout. So this definition is the calls of function after a specified number of milliseconds. So we come in here again, and so this timeout and set timeout on arrow function and console log, say hello, and 3 seconds later we will do console log. So 1 2 3. So this one is just a one-time deal. So but if you want to stop this one, as we did with the clear timeout, before this one becomes trigger, like we will do like, so before trigger this one, we just do clear timeout and then this timeout. So we stop this action by using this clear timeout. So we are going to keep going to make this function right now. So because now we know what is the set timeout and set interval. So we need to implement these two feature inside the start timeout in here. So we need to make this function this timeout and set timeout this handle. So we will make one more the helpful function in here. So I'm going to let you see later what this is. We will trigger this is handle timeout. So after the 10 seconds later, so after 10 seconds later, we need to change this timeout into the true. Actually, without this helpful method, we can just do like this in here. Set state. So this timeout right now is the false, but we will change this one into true. So we just made this one thing, so we need to do this one right now. So this interval and set interval this set state timer. This timer state needs to go down by 1 second. So this state, the timer now is the 10 because the initial state is 10. So, but by 1 second, we can just minus 1. So after 1 second later, it will become 9 and 8 and 7 like this. So now we implemented these two things, but there are two more things we need to do. So after we did the set timeout and set interval, we did this clear interval and clear set time. So we need to do these things inside the component will amount. So we make the component will amount and then here clear timeout this one, this timeout, and then clear interval and this interval. So this method will be called before React amount this component. But I want to do one more thing. This one is the inside this component did update. So whenever this timer becomes 0, like timer start from the 10, but whenever it becomes 0, I want to stop interval because the set interval's purpose is trying to -1 up to 0 for the timer. But if that timer already becomes 0, so no need to do the set interval anymore. So that's why we need to do something inside the component did update. So component did update in here. So if this state and timer becomes 0, so we need to clear interval. So this interval like this. So we did everything for the state and then life cycle for this application. So I'm going to take a rest a little bit and then I will start making handle restart and change and submit part. So thank you for watching this video and see you later. Thank you. So now it's time to handle some events like onChange event, onSubmit event. So I made the three functions in here to deal with that event. So like handle it starts, handle change, and handle submit. So if I let you see what these are. So first go to our completed application here. So for the handle restarts, after 10 seconds, which was given to us for answering the question, so we need to trigger handle restart. So we need to trigger handle restart to restart the game. So if I refresh the page, and then after 10 seconds, 8, 7, after 10 seconds, even though I try to type something, I cannot do anything. It just alerts, please click restart button to keep doing it. So after clicking this one, we can restart it. So when we click this one, we will trigger this handle restart. That's what we are going to make. And then the next one is the handle change. So when typing the answer, we will trigger change event, and then we will trigger this handle change so we can change the input value. So like this. So if we type something, yeah, we can just change the value for this input. So if we don't have this handle change function, we cannot do that. So that's why we also need to make this handle change. And lastly, we also need to make this handle submit. This is the one when we click this submit button. So we are going to make these three function in this video. So first, I'm going to make this handle restart. So we go to the text editor. First, I'm going to like npm run start to start the application. But we can see some error in here. If you see here, it doesn't have to be the map. It has to be mass. So I made the typo issue in here. It is not map. It has to be mass. Okay, save it. Come back in here. Okay, resolve the problem, and then first we need to make handle restart. So if we go down, we can see these buttons. So this button is this click to restart buttons. So in here we will give the onChange events, and then here we will make the function name handle restart, and then we will make this helper function up here. We will use arrow function. In here there are two things we need to do. First one is we need to set state, and then second one is after first making this one, I will make this one too. So first this set state. Now when we trigger this handle restart, now the timer just 0, because after 10 seconds, so this timer becomes 0 because we use this set interval to the minus this timer, the 1 by 1. So that's why after 10 seconds, this timer becomes 0. So we need to change this timer back to the 10, which is the initial state for this timer. So timer 10, and we also need to change this timeout. After 10 seconds, we will change this timeout into true by using setTimeout. So after 10 seconds later, so we also need to change this one into the initial timeout state, which is the false. So we put that false here again. And lastly, we also need to the long answer empty. So after that, what we need to do is whenever we come to this component, so we will start this function by using this lifecycle component did mount. So we use this one, start timeout. So we can change this timer one by one, and we can just change this timeout again after 10 seconds. So we also need to do this again in here. This start out. so we can just keep going. So trigger start timeout again. So after making this one, originally we need to make this handle change. But first I want to make something first before making this one. That is, like if we see our original version of these applications, so as time goes by, you can clearly see this time's color and styling has changed. So we also want to give this effect to our application too, because even the time goes by, nothing's actually happened for our button. So I just want to give the effect for that. So if we come in here, this part is for these buttons. We can change this button's style by using the timer state. Hit this one, timer state. So I'm just going to let you see how I will change this one. So class name, and by using the backtick, and inside in here, and this, and timer is less than 8. We will make this one disabled. So I'm going to save it and come back to our application. So now I'm going to just refresh this page. So 10 second, 9 second, and 8 second. So you can see this one has changed. So we will use this way to change this button's style. So I'm going to just copy this one, paste it, and paste it, and paste it like this, and then change the number for this one, 6 second, and 4, and 2, and 0. So save it and come back to our application again. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So now our timer is over. So we need to restart this one by clicking this one. So I will click this one to restart it. So but I click it, but it's not working. Maybe it is not the unchanged event. It is on click event. And sorry about this. Yeah, on click event, and save it again. Then after 10 seconds, again, 3, 2, 1. So now I will click this one to restart it. So if I click it, so the timers goes back to 10, and timeout becomes first again, so we can restart it. So after that, during the 10 seconds, like when this timeout is forced, we actually need to hide this button, so we couldn't click it. So you come in here, we keep the style for this one, and display when this state and timeout is true, so it will be blocked, and when time is the first, this button's display will be none. So save it and come back in here. So during these 10 seconds, we cannot see that click to restart button. So after 10 seconds, yeah, this one appears again. So I click it, so we couldn't hear it, we couldn't see it again. So I think now it's time to make the handle change. But I think this video becomes too long, so I'm going to just take a rest a bit, and then I will come back again. So see you in a minute. Thank you. Time to make the handle change and handle submit function again. So when we type in some answer inside this input box, so we need to change this input's value. So come to our text editor, and inside the input, so when this unchanged event occurs, we will trigger this handle change. So we will make this function appear, and we will use the arrow function again. So what we need to do inside in here is, first I'm going to just put some word in here, hello for this input's value. So if we come back to our app, so you can see this hello. So if I change this one again, hi, for this input value, so you can see this hi. So but if we try to type anything, so we cannot type it. So what we need to do is, if we will just put this value state inside in here, inside this inputs value, like this. This is state, this is state and value. So we will change this value by using this function when this unchanged event occur. So we will, so whenever this event occurs, we will change uh, this state, name the value. Also, we can change that input value. So like this, value, and then event, and target, and value, like this. By going back to our application, now it's empty, and we are trying to type something, so we can type it in here. So now we made this the second function, and then now it's time to make this handle submit. So when we click this submit buttons, we will just submit this answer with type. So inside in here, when this onSubmit event occurs, we will trigger this handle submit, and then we will also put this one when we click this button. So put this one again in here. But actually, when you are not using this anti-designs button, if you are using just this button, it's a default button, you actually don't need to specify this one. But if you are using the anti-designs button, you actually need to specify this one too. That's why I put this for both of them. So we will make this function in here. So event, and we will put the event and prevent default. And then first, what we need to do is, if we wrote something in here, we need to delete the answer with type, because we clicked this submit button. So first, this says state. So value will be empty again. And there is one more things we need to do for the state, but we come to our original app, and I'm going to just type anything like this. So I made a wrong answer, so that's why you can see wrong correction and burn. So these burns words are inside this long answers state. So we also actually need to make this one empty again when we click this submit button again. So inside in here, wrong answer also will be the empty. So one more thing we need to do is, we don't have to be able to click this one when this time is over. So what we need to do, like when this time is over, we just need to click this click to restart button. So maybe we need to do this. So before this action, so if this state and timeout return alert, please click restart button to keep doing it. So if I come back to my application here, after 10 seconds, this time is over. So without clicking this click to restart button, if I click this submit button, so you can see this alert, please click restart button to keep doing it. So there is one more validation checks we need to make in here. So when we don't type anything in here, we also don't have to be able to click this one. So for that, this is state, and then value, and then trim is false. So return alert, please type something before, please type something first. So now we go back to our application, and then without typing anything, so if I click it, you can see please type something first. So after just 10 seconds later, okay, so lastly we need to check if our answer is right or not. So we will make one more function in here because it's gonna be quite long. So we will make the function like a helper function in here. The name will be chat matched function, and then we need to make this function just below. So we need to make this function, but it will be quite complicated than different functions up here. So we are going to make this one in the next video. So I'm going to just take a rest a little bit, and then I will come back here to make this function again. So thank you. So now it's time to make the check match the functions. So if we come back to the text editor, you can see this check match the functions. So after we finish all of the validation check, we need to trigger this function. So in here, we can make some logic first. So if we come in here we will check this answer is correct or not. So if this answer was correct, so just to go to next round. But if our answer was incorrect, so we just go to next round as we did in here. But one more thing we need to do for incorrect answers, we need to show the answer for the wrong word. By using this logic, we will write the code in here. So first, in here, so we need to check whether our answer was right or not. To check this one, first we need to know the tense for the question. So if you come to our game, sometimes we need to answer the words past the participle, or sometimes we also need to answer the words the simple past. So we need to know the tense for the question. This tense is inside a random tense. So we will get this one. We will get this one in here. State dot random tense is simple. This one has to be either simple or past. Simple means a simple past, and then past means past participle. So if this random tense is equivalent to the simple, it has to be same as if we go to data.js, it has to be same as this one or this one or this one based on the round we are going through. Level 1, so we import it from this data. So level 1, so level 1, and then this dot state dot round. It's just if we start this one, this first one's round is 0, so it will be this one. So but if we go to the next one, this one's round is 1, so it will be for this one. So scroll down again. So this levels, this state round, it could be 0 or the 1 or 2. After that, if this tense is a simple, we will put the simple in here. So you can see inside the data a 0 round, and then simple or past. So you can get this one or this one for the answer. So if this tense is not simple, we can just put this one again in here. But one thing we need to change is this one. It is not simple, it is the past. Because if we go to data.js, this property's name is past, not simple. So if this one, this one is the same as this state dot value. State the value is the one we type in here. So if I say arrows, it will come in here. Arrows like this. So if this one is the true, like this one is the true, we can do something true. But if this one is the false, we can just do something in here. So if we come back to our diagram, if our answer was correct, so just to go to the next round. So to go to the next round, we will do set state. We will change the round. In the current round, we need to plus 1. So from the 0 round, it will be the 1 round if we go the next round. So, and timer has to be also 10 because after we just type anything, so we need to have 10 seconds again from the first. So this timer has to be 10, and then we also need to empty the long answer if we had the long answer in our long answer state. After that, there is one more thing we need to do. So if we want to implement again after we change the state, we can just do it like this. So we can put something in here. So what we want to do is we want to stop the set time out, and start new set time out, and not for set interval. The reason why we need to stop the set timeout because the you see here. So if we start our game, so we do the set timeout for the 10 seconds. So after 10 seconds, we will change this timeout into true. But if we don't stop this one, just even though we go to next round, we will still change the timeout into true after just 10 seconds. So that's why we just need to clear this set timeout. But actually we don't need to do anything for this one because we will still need to just minus this timer one by one. So that's why we only need to clear this set timeout. So inside in here, clear timeout and this timeout and this. So and then we need to start a new set timeout. So timeout again, set timeout, and then we like we did in here, inside here and like this same thing. After 10 seconds later, we need to change the timeout into the true. So yeah, put it in here as well. And then one more thing. So even in the next rounds, we want to make the tense random. So either the simple or the past tense. So we also need to trigger this random tense too. So this is all we need to do after changing the state. So, but if our answer was incorrect, there is two things we need to do. Go to the next round, show the answer for the wrong word. So in here, so we need to show the wrong answer. So to do that, this set state, and then inside the wrong answer, we will put the answer we were wrong. So this state, random tense, was simple. We put the level 1 and this state and round. As we did in here, it will be very similar what we are doing right now. So, and then simple, but random tense was not simple. Level 1 and this state around and the past. So we put the wrong answer inside the wrong answer's state. After that, we also need to do more, so we can implement it like this. Now what we are doing is go to the next round, because we just did show the answer for the wrong answer. So it'll be really similar to what we did in here. So this set state, so round will be in the current route, this state round, then we need to +1, and then timer will be the 10 again, but this one will be different. This one will be the wrong answers. We put all the wrong answer inside the wrong answers array. So that's what we are doing. So we put the wrong answer in here. This one is the array. So to just the one string inside the array, we can use this way. Wrong answer. And then we will use the concat method. And then we will put, it's too wrong. So I hope you can see it well. So put level 1 and this and state and round, and then boka. Boka comes from in here, like boka. So after that, what we did in up here, yeah, it will be same as this one. So we also need to random the tense again and clear timeout, this timeout and this timeout, and set timeout again. So we didn't put the time in here. Yeah, for the 10 second. So after 10 second, yeah, we need to do something. So we do the set timeout. But in here, same in here. Okay. So now we did everything for this check matched function. Yeah, this one is a little bit more confused than the different functions, but you did really well. So I'm going to just pause the video a bit, and then I'm going to see you in a moment. Thank you for watching this video, and see you soon. So it's time to make our code more dynamic. If you see our application in here, so actually if we type something, everything in here, this one has changed, or this one has changed, and even this one has changed, because we put the code dynamically. But right now, if we see the application we are making right now, so even though we type something, nothing has changed, because we did the hard coding in here. So one by one, we are going to change it dynamically. So first one, we change this progress bar. For this one, we can do it like this. This state and round and level 1 and length multiply 100. So if we do like this and it comes back, so we are in the round 1. So the 0%, so if we type something, so 20% and 40%, like this, it becomes dynamic. For this one, we also want to change this part. So now we are, so this one, Yeah, this one is almost same. We can put this part in here and this part in here, like this. So if we type something, 1, 2, or second round, third round, fourth round, yeah, last one. The next thing we need to change one is this part. This one has to be a real word we need to answer. So we need to change this part like this. Level 1, this state, and round, and book like this. So I'll come back to our application. First one is burn, arise, and like this. It becomes dynamic too. And then for this part, now we did the hard coding for this, the tense, random tense. So we need to put it like this. If this state and the random tense is the simple, so it is a simple past. If not, this one is the past participle. Yeah, participle. So if we come in here, now simple past. The next one is past participle. Yeah, it is dynamic right now. Yeah, simple past. So the other things we need to change is like here. Yeah, we refresh the page. So even though we don't have the wrong answer, but we can see this. If we see this application, refresh the page, we don't have to see that part. So we need to just remove this part when we don't have a wrong answer inside the state, wrong answer state. When only we have this wrong answer for the value, so we need to see that part. Just yeah, this part. So we need to make the condition for this one from here to here. This state wrong answer. If we have this, we render this part too. Just this part. Okay. And we need to wrap this part with this React fragments view like this. And this part, if you want to know what this part is, come to our application. So click to restart. So this one is the review part. So we also need to make this part, but this part is like after we finish all the rounds, it's the first round and second, third, fourth. So after we finish all the question, we need to review the words. We also need to give a condition for this one. So we can give the condition like this. So this state round is that if you want to try just the 5 words for the question, you can just put the 5. Or if you want to try every word, you put inside the data.js. And for the level 1, if you want to finish all of the word and then you want to review the word, you can just put the level 1 and the ranks. If you do it, you can put like this too, React fragment, and then you put all of this part in here, and then here, and then like this. We need to put this part in here, and even for this one, React fragment, put in here. Okay. and I just save it and come back to our application. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we come back in here. You can see this page. So we just hard code it here. So we also need to this answer dynamic. So we just delete it. So we made a if you come up here, you can see the long answers array. So if we were wrong with some answers, we put that word inside in here. And then we will show all of the long words. We can populate them in here by using the map method. So to implement that, this state and the wrong answers by using the map method, we will do map over answer and index, and then we put this one in here, but this time it has to be the dynamic then the hard coding answer, and then we put this index in here as a key to remove the errors we got from the React. I'm going to my application again, so go to the so now we can see all of the word we were wrong, so it becomes dynamic, and then retry and level 2. So if we click this button, so we will give the onClick event, and then this handle redirect. So we will make this function in here. Okay, we will make this function in here. So if we click this retry button, like in here, so we want to just retry all the question. So we need to come back from the come back into the first question. So we need to do the same thing in here. Inside in here, we can just do window location and rewrote. Yeah, this is actually all, but if you want to make this one more smooth, so we can just do setTimeout and then do it like this. We put this one just 10. So I think this one is millisecond, like a 10 millisecond. I'm not sure about that, but anyway, after 10 millisecond later, we will just trigger this part. This is what we're going to do. So yeah, inside our application we are making, so come in here, if we click the retry, we come back to the first page, first question. So, and then if we click the level 2, just we can just do like, we can just do link like this. Link comes from the router DOM, so like link and then from the React router DOM. So you can use one instead of the A tag, but to use the cloud side rendering, so it's good to use the link. So we can just use 2 attribute than the href for the A tag. So we will just go to test 2 page. If we go to the app.js, we give the this path for this level 2 component. So that's why. So we just use this test 2. So we did everything to make our application more dynamic this time. The last thing we need to do is if we click this okay, if we click this one, we can have the pronunciation sound in here. So yeah, that is the last one we need to do. So I will do that next video. So thank you for watching this one, and see you later. Thank you. I think it's gonna be the last video for our quiz application. If we come to our application, so this part we also need to slightly change because this one is not dynamic like this. And we also don't have the icon in here, so we also need to put the icon, and we also need to make this one dynamic for the correct answers. And then when we click this one, we also want to hear the pronunciation of the word. First we go to our diagrams. So in here, okay, first we will make our code dynamic. So come to our text editor. So it is this part. So we need to put the icon in here. Icon is this icon, but I will put it later. So first I want to make this one dynamic. So in here to make this one dynamic, so we can put this one, this state, and wrong answer state. So save it and come back to our application. So if we type any wrong ones, so we can see the right answer for that question. So come back to our diagram. So we want to know now how to make the audio. So we need to implement this one. So to make the audio, we will use the audio elements. So you can see in here, we can use this format. So if I explain just one by one for this audio element first. So audio element is used to play an audio file on a web page. So we put the MP3 file inside in here. And then we also need to know the controls attributes inside the audio elements. So this controls elements adds audio control and like play and pause and volume. By using this audio element and then controls attributes, we will load the MP3 file first, and we can also play it. And we can also play that is already loaded. So, and then we also need to know the source element, and this source element allow us to specify alternative audio files which the browser may choose from. So inside this source attribute, we can put the MP3 we have. So, and lastly, there is some text. So your browser does not support the audio element. This one only appear when your browser couldn't support this audio element. Only that time, so you can see this text. So now we know how to play the audio file by using this audio element. So what are our steps now? First, we need the MP3 file to be played, because when we click this one, so we need to hear it. So we also need the MP3 file to be played. Actually, for me, I use the MP3 file I get from this website, but there is one disclaimer. I import them from the dictionary website, which is this website. But I think it would be illegal if we use this after we deploy the website that use this MP3 file. So I only use this one for the education purpose. I don't actually deploy the website that use this MP3 file. I hope that you can make the MP3 file on your own or buy some MP3 files for pronunciation if you want to use your website publicly. But we will just make this one for the education purpose. I think that is fine. So if we go to the just this website in here, yeah, it's in here. So I make the console panel so to see just this part. So if you see, there's so you can see more clearly. So there is a data src mp3 attributes. So, and then if I get this one and then copy and paste it in here, so we can see this mp3 file in here. So I will use this one, and I already put this link in the data.cs So I put in here for the burn pronunciation and arise pronunciation or B pronunciation like this. So now we also have the MP3 file to be played, and now the next thing we need to do is we want to play that MP3 files when we click this one, this icon, or we need to make the icon and then put the audio file there. So first we will make the icon, this icon. I will bring the icon from the Ant Design. So go to Ant Design and I go to icon part. So build the icon here. You can bring any icon you want to for that icon in here. For me, audio like this. So I use this icon. So to use this icon, actually you need to download one more module, npm install save and the design icon. So come back to our application. So inside the terminal, we will type npm install save and the design icons. So to download this module first. So now we downloaded this module. So we can use this icon. So if you click this one, automatically you copied the something that you can use this icon. So come to the level 1 file, and then in this the icon place, so you can replace the one you copied with the one. You have this one, but this one is not defined right now, so we need to define it up here. You can just define like this from the end to how to do this. Okay, this one from, you can just copy this part and the design icon. Okay, like this. So now we will go back to our application to see we can see first we need to run our application again and type anything. So now you can see we have this icon, but the next thing we need to do is when we click this once, we need to the MP3 file to be played. So we need to put the audio file inside in here, like for the icon and then the word. So because we will click this one, but actually as we saw in here, first actually we need to put this format in here. So because we need to put that audio file inside in this src attribute. So first we will make this one in here. So audio and ID, the audio controls and source, and I also give the ID for this one, audio source, and your browser does not support the audio format. So this text will only appears when your browser does not support this format. We will go back to our website, type this one, but actually you don't want to just click this one to play this one. You just want to click this one to play the audio file. So we need to just hide this one. So first, by giving the style and display none. So now we couldn't see that, but how can we just play that without that format? So actually we can use this one. So when we click here, so we give the onClick event in here, and then we will make this handle audio, and then we'll put the src, like a mp3 file in here. So by using data value attributes. So if you don't know data a dash attribute. So I'm going to just let you know what that is briefly. So the data dash attribute is used to store the custom data private to the page or attribute. So if you want to put some data, just you can use this, the data dash attribute. In here, we need to put this mp3 file in here. So level 1 and this state round and -1, because if you see there's the previous rounds, we need the previous rounds mp3 file, not for this round. So that's why I use the -1 and level 1 and this state and round and -1 and mp3 or level 1 and this state and round and mp3. So if we have these previous rounds, we will put the previous rounds mp3, but if we don't have, we just put the mp3 that is current round. So we need to make this function, handle audio function, up here, and the audio function. We will get the audio event first, event, and then event the event default, and then bar the element is event and target, and bar the audio is a document that get element by ID and audio. So you see, so we give the ID for this audio elements, and we will also get this one by this ID, so that's why we give the ID for these two. So bar the source document and get element by ID and audio source, and then source dot src is the element that get attribute data value element here. What we are doing here is like we put the mp3 files inside data value attribute. Well, actually we needed to put this one inside this source element as a src, the attribute, but we don't have that formatting here. Instead, we have this icon and then answer. So when we click this part, so we need to play the audio. So that's why we give this mp3 file in the data value attribute instead of this src, the attribute. So when we click this one, we automatically just send this mp3 file in here. That's what we are doing right now. So data value, and then we first need to preload the audio file without playing. So to do that, audio and load, just load, yeah, like this. So call this to just preload the audio without playing. And then we also need to play this one. So play. Pull this to play the song right away. Okay, this is actually all we needed to do for this audio. So now we will try to play it. So
burn.
So you can see it's working really well. So it's good. Yeah, I think this is all we needed to do for our quiz applications. I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. So I made it for actually fun. So, and I saw the application they are using this kind of logic. I hope you can improve these applications so for your taste. So, and thank you for watching this video, and I will keep making this kind of tutorial, and I hope I will see you in my next video, and thank you.